Hello to my fellow glorious Gaians. Thank you for joining me, Amber, on my channel, Guidance Through Gaia, where I do tarot pick a card readings. If this is your first time here, welcome. I hope that you find something that resonates with you today. And if you are a returning viewer, thank you for giving me another chance to read for you today. If you're interested in a personal reading, I do offer those services. You can find my information for contact in the description box down below. Just send me an email and I'll send you a list of my services. So we're going to be looking at a fun, flirty message today, right, guys? We're looking at the question, how will your next romantic partner try to impress you? Because, like, when we meet someone new or we think we can shoot our shot with someone, we kind of try to hype ourselves up, or we try to do things that we think would gain their interest, and it's charming and it's cute. And I want to take a peek at what ways your next partner is going to try to do that. We've got three groups here. We've got group one with the black obsidian stone and this beautiful card here. We've got group number two with the amethyst and this card. And then we've got group number three with the lapis lazuli and this card right here. We're going to read these. So this will be kind of like the energy that they're giving. And then we're going to use tarot to discover what their actions might be. So we're just going to have fun, all right? Choose your pile or piles, and I will see you there. Bye. Hello, group number one. If you chose the black obsidian stone or this card right here, we will be looking at how your next romantic partner will attempt to impress you. So what's interesting with this is we've got the black obsidian stone, which is about protection. It's about revealing hidden truths, okay? And this card is number 33, and it's called the Truthful. The affirmation is, I speak my truth and I expect everyone I care about to do so too. So first and foremost, this person absolutely wants you to feel like they are trustworthy. And I think that might be something that's significant and important to you. It could also just be a very strong, like, moral compass of theirs, where because they prioritize honesty and integrity so much, they also put that out in the forefront of their connections. But this is somebody who is going to be very honest. If they don't have time for like a phone call or a date, they are going to be direct with you. But they will also let you know when they do have time. If there are things you're asking about from like their past, they're going to be upfront with it. And because this is somebody who wants you to be able to make an informed decision, right? Like, it's not a manipulation tactic. It's about, I want group number one to know anything that they want to know, because I want them to feel comfortable in making the decision on if they're going to be with me or not. I have no interest in deceiving somebody. That doesn't benefit a relationship at all. In fact, it just leads to miserable outcomes. It's possible that this person, as I'm saying that, could have been in a relationship where maybe they were blindsided, right? Like they thought that somebody was a different type of person because that individual put the illusion on, the glamour on, put the mask on, played this role. And so I think this person has had that kind of experience and they were just blindsided by it, and they understand the pain that comes with that. And so they don't want anybody to experience that with them. They're not the type of person who's going to just pass on their trauma or their painful experiences. I think there's somebody who is very interested in deep conversations, right? Like they want you to recognize, like, And they want to be able to express, you know, how they've transitioned throughout life, how maybe they've gone from being, you know, a totally different type of person in their early years to the type of person that they are now. Whether it's like maybe they were very financially insecure in the past. They might have been, you know, homeless or jobless for a while. And now, like, they have this success. They might have been severely depressed or struggled with other mental health issues. And now they're somebody who feels grounded and secure and stable in themselves. They could have been kind of a dick or a bitch in the past, maybe, you know, but now they've come to realize how important it is to take accountability for their actions and treat people with respect. There's just something about like how they've evolved over the years that's very important to them. And they never want you to feel like they're hiding anything. You know, if this is somebody who has exes that they still talk to, they will let you know. And you know, if that's not something you're comfortable with, then at least you have that knowledge, right? And you can make that decision based upon that information. It's not something where, you know, they're going to keep it from you and then later on you find out these two people dated and you're like, why didn't I know that? You know, and then feeling like there was betrayal and there was secrets, and they're not interested in starting a connection off like that. They want it to be authentic. They want it to be informed. And, you know, they want you to feel comfortable sharing about yourself, right? This is somebody who's going to be very honest about what their needs and expectations are, what their weaknesses are as well. And they would like the same from you. So, what did I do with my deck? All right. Let's get into how your next romantic partner will attempt to impress you. Yeah, and like if they're, sorry, I'm still just getting more information. Like if they ended a relationship recently and or they're still struggling with healing from a previous relationship, they're going to be very upfront with you about that. If they've had any substance abuse issues in the past, they're going to be honest with you about that. I know it might not necessarily feel the most romantic, but I think to them that is, romance isn't just about the butterflies, you know. They really want to create a relationship that's informed and has a healthy understanding of who each person is, so that way nobody's caught off guard, you know. Nobody feels like they were bamboozled or that there were any illusions there. It's kind of giving me the energy of like, we'll take care of this first, right? We'll get the basic stuff out of the way first. We'll get the questionnaire out of the way first. And then if it's a match, which in this case, you know, it will be. If it's a match, then baby, I'm going to love you up like completely. Once we get the interview process over, right? Like, I'm going to court you so hard. You know, this person's kind of funny. Like, they want you to know, like, there's no lack of charm from them. There's no lack of, like, romance and affection. You don't have to worry about that. Okay. They just want to get the basics out of the way first. So how will they attempt to impress you? We got the 3 of Wands in reverse. We've got the Queen of Cups with the 10 of Pentacles. We've got the Fool here. I want to get the Three of Wands in reverse. What's that about? The Four of Wands. Oh, okay. So this might be somebody who, when you meet them, they might be casually dating. And when they meet you, like, they're not looking anymore. And this isn't something I think that, well, okay, if you asked them if they were seeing anybody else, they would be honest with you and tell you that, yes, but nothing seriously. You know, I've gone on a few dates with other people. How they would try to impress you, though, is by declining any further dates with anybody else. You know, you would absolutely grab their attention. There may also be, I'm hearing like clear my schedule. There could be like an event or a get together. And I feel like it's not, we're not talking about somebody who would drop all of their plans, I don't think, for you. You know, in the respect of like they would bail on their friends. But there's something that feels like almost like it was a responsibility. But maybe not like a significant responsibility, right? Like it's not like the open house or the grand reopening of a business where like their finances kind of depend on it. But maybe if they had originally agreed to go to a meeting, or they had agreed to like go to a family reunion, something where it wasn't of particular interest to them, but they had made a commitment to it. They're clearing their schedule for you. And with the Queen of Cups here, with the Ten of Pentacles, they're definitely wanting to know what makes you feel secure. They're wanting to know what behaviors, what lifestyle, what love language really makes you feel secure. There's a lot of attention being paid to you and finding out a lot about you. I think this is a person who does spend more time asking you about yourself than they do talking about themselves. In the very beginning stages, they might share a bit about themselves because that's what you're supposed to do, right? Like, you talk about yourself and then just continue to exchange details, you know, and veer off into different types of conversations. But especially like that first time where you're meeting, and you might not necessarily know like if you're interested in another person or if they're available or, you know, whatnot. You might reference things about yourself and your life a little bit more. But once they get that interest in you, they're really going to delve deep. Because security is something important to them. They don't want to just make you feel good. They want you to feel safe. They want you to feel cared for. This is the type of person who would probably get you gifts, but they're going to be things that either they know you need. So like if you don't have tools at home, they might buy you tools, right? Or, you know, if they notice your fridge is out of stock of some stuff, they might pick up those essential groceries. But they're also paying attention to what it is that you want. You know, things that you may casually kind of mention. Like, oh, I could really use this. I could really use, I'm trying to think. Okay. Oh, there's this new movie coming out and I really want to go and see it. And they might be like, oh, yeah, like, do you like to go to the movies alone or like to go with your friends? And you might be like, oh, well, you know, I go with my friends sometimes, but I don't know if this is a movie they would even really like to see. And this person might just pull out their phone and like say like, hey, what day works for you? What time works for you? Let's go to this movie. You know, if you talk about a specific type of cologne that you like, or body spray or perfume, you know, they might get that as a gift for you down the road at some point. It's really about things that make you feel nurtured, things that make you feel seen, things that make you feel cared for. What's this? Fool. We've got the Ace of Wands. And the Two of Pentacles in reverse. And I think they would probably try to take you to do something or go somewhere that might be a little bit more expensive. So somewhere where you haven't been before, right? It could be, you know, a restaurant that you haven't tried yet that's a little bit higher end. It could be maybe going, and I don't know how expensive this is, but maybe going like axe throwing. Going to an amusement park, where, you know, they pay for like the admission and the treats. Maybe like a weekend camping up in the mountains. Activities or places that are going to be new experiences for you, that are going to be exciting, and either stir like passion, you know, like going to a new restaurant. I don't know about you, but food makes me passionate sometimes. Or doing an activity that might be exciting, like physically active, or just like exciting because you get to get away from life for a little bit. You know, this person really wants you to see that they prioritize you, and they want you to feel regal around them. They want you to know that your needs are important to them, and that your wants are noticed by them. And they want to share, like, they want to bring you new experiences. They want to bring new passions and a sense of fun and fulfillment into your life. Is there anything else about how this person might impress group number one? How they might try to impress group number one? Okay, we've got the Lovers here. Look at this. 2 things with boats, okay? With little, whatever, gondola rides or whatever. The 6 of Wands and the Ace of Swords. So for some of you, you could go canoeing, right? Or go to like Venice or like a Venice-like attraction where you're doing gondola rides. You're on the water. There's music. See, there's this romantic. They are romantic, group number 1. They were trying to tell me, like, I felt like they were making, like, don't make me sound so boring. But there is this sense of romanticism. So I do think that maybe like being out on the water, you know, on a beautiful day where you just to kind of like relax, like a little mermaid, like kiss the girl, maybe have some music or, you know, some gentle or flirtatious or fun talk. But they also just want to make you feel like you got it right this time. Oh my God, I'm gonna get a little teary right now. If there's experiences that you ever share with them where maybe like a past partner didn't appreciate it or they refused to do it, this person is going to try to offer you a redo on that with them. Because obviously they're trying to make themselves look good to you, but they also, I have this really strong feeling of just them wanting to be like, you deserve to replace that memory with something more positive. Like, you deserve to feel good about this. You know, something about, if there's something you've always wanted to do and maybe you couldn't afford it or you didn't know how to do it or you couldn't make time for it, they're going to make it happen. They want to make your dreams come true, group number 1. And like, especially with this card being the truthful here, all I get is love and purity with intentions. This doesn't seem like somebody who's trying to put a facade up. It doesn't seem like somebody who's trying to like puff their chest and be arrogant, you know, or mislead you, or this feels like somebody who sees something bright in you that maybe they didn't know that they could see in somebody. And they're just like, you know, I want to nurture that brightness. And whatever it takes to be worthy of that brightness is what I want to do. Oh my God, I'm going to cry. I'm going to cry. Oh, look at this. We got the Magician. They're going to make shit happen for you, group number 1. Like, whatever desires or dreams you have, like, they really want to facilitate that into existence. Somewhat to impress you, but also just because they think that you're worth it. They do. They think you're worth it. I keep feeling like this feeling of like, you've given so much to other people. It's time someone is given to you. Oh my God. Okay, so I think that's where I'm going to end it. I hope that this reading resonated. If it did, please let me know how in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. And if you would like to be part of the family and haven't done so, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you know whenever I upload a new video. And if you'd like a private reading, just look for my contact information in the description box down below. Send me an email and I'll send you a list of my services. All right, bye. Hello, group number 2. If you chose the amethyst stone or this card, this will be your reading about how your next romantic partner will attempt to impress you. So the amethyst stone is all about clarity and intuition, higher consciousness. this card here is called number 51, the spectrum. And the affirmation is, I root out and reject prejudice in myself and others. So this is somebody who is very open-minded, okay? They could be somebody who is spiritual, or if they aren't, they're interested in, if you are spiritual or religious, they're interested in your perspective and your experiences. Even if they aren't spiritual or religious, I feel like this is somebody who could have potentially studied those qualities and those practices, so they probably would know quite a lot about it. But overall, they really believe that the differences in humanity all bring us closer together, right? This is somebody who may come from a lot of different cultural backgrounds, or at the very least from a different cultural background than your own. And it's likely that they would want to share part of that cultural background with you. Okay, so someone who's making you food or bringing you food that relates to their culture, making you a playlist of songs, maybe teaching you words from their language, sharing art with you, or television, movies, that type of thing, belief systems. And if you are from a different cultural background, they'd be asking about yours. They'd be really invested if you wanted to explore the same things with them about your culture, food, music, entertainment, history. This is somebody who wants to give you a variety of experiences, so they could be very diverse, right? Like they could be athletic and also artsy. Somebody who loves city life, but also really enjoys getting out in nature. They really, really want to bring diversity into the connection. And they'll probably be somebody with a lot of different types of skills or a lot of different types of knowledge. And that's something that they would share with you or show you. Like, group number 2, look at all of these things that I can do. Or did you know this? This could be somebody who would want to take you out on vacation, to different locations. Could be somebody who I had a train of thought there and it abandoned ship. Okay, we're just gonna, I guess we'll just overall, it's just about variety, right? They may want to take you to like out of the norm locations, like if they know about little mom and pop restaurants, or they know like a neighborhood where there's a lot of public art. They could want to take you to like cooking classes. One date that I went on that I really loved, I chose this. It was a Turkic cooking class. And it used to be just like a Turkish cooking class, but they decided to include like a lot of different cultures. And it was easily one of my favorite dates that I've ever gone on. But it could be something like that. So let's get into the tarot to see. Ooh, we could even go do like palm readings together. Go get your tarot cards read together. Somebody who might take you to museums. Okay, or out for dancing. They would probably, if they have a very diverse group of friends, they would probably want to introduce you to them. Whether it's like ethnically diverse, like diverse in religion, diverse in like interests. Like maybe they know somebody who's a really great writer, and then they turn around and they know somebody who is a computer programmer. And this is just somebody who I think really appreciates the different skills and experiences and mindsets of people. And they want to share that with you. Okay, so what actions would they take to impress our group number 2? Okay, we have the Star in reverse. We've got the Lovers here with the 9 of Swords and the 4 of Swords. We've got the King of Cups here. We've got the Tower. This is an interesting combination of cards. This person's a little bit out of the box. They don't like to do the ordinary things. I'm going to clarify the Star with the 2 of Swords. They could have very strong, like, Scorpio or Aquarius energy. We have Death here with the King of Cups in reverse. And we have the High Priestess in reverse with person's kind of an oddball. Let me try to figure it out here. Which means I'm going to be talking out loud a little bit. So the Star in reverse can talk about a glimmer of hope. You know, it is one of the most positive cards in the deck, even in reverse, that and the Sun. Okay, with the 2 of Swords, which can talk about stillness and indecision. I feel like they would probably, if you guys live in the city or you meet in the city, this is somebody who wants to take you to an area. I keep, like, I want to say secluded, but then I'm hearing, like, well, don't make it sound like I'm a creep. But somewhere where there isn't all that light pollution, you know, get you kind of away from the noise of society, take you somewhere where you really can just like gaze out into the stars. But I also feel like this person would want to show you the beautiful parts of places that may not get as much recognition, like we talked about. You know, if there's a part of town that gets a bad rap or whatever, like, they want to be like, no. Like, I know this really cool spot. You know, there's this great food, or like there's this beautiful park, you know, or there's this really cool thrift store. Like, they really want to show you things that other people take for granted, right? If you express any insecurities about like your talents or your physical appearance, this person is going to really try to change your perspective on that. You know, they're going to tell you, no. Like, you're really good at doing this, or You know, I never would have thought to do something like this. Or like, you know, if you don't like your nose. Okay, so my ex-boyfriend, like, hated his nose. Because it's kind of a big nose, right? But, like, to me, that was, like, one of the most beautiful features on his face. I don't know, like, I would have gotten that. I'm glad I didn't, but I would have gotten that man's, like, profile tattooed on me. Like, just, I love that. My favorite part of his face, like, was when he turned to the side and you saw the profile view, because there was just something so, like, regal and elegant about the way his nose existed on his face, the definition that it gave, right? And so, like, if there's something about your personality or your body that you feel insecure about, they're going to hype it up so much. They're going to find a way to compliment you about that. And like I said, I think this is somebody who appreciates differences, right? And so oftentimes we hold ourselves to certain standards because it's like what society deems we should do, or what we should appreciate, or what we should like, or how we should look. And this is the type of person who is kind of like, screw society. Like, don't hold yourself to that standard, you know? And I don't feel like they're being cheesy or disingenuous about it. I feel like there's, you know, a very strong a very strong sense of appreciation for, okay, so maybe you hate your laugh. And you're like, are you kidding me? Like, your laugh is amazing. It makes me want to laugh. You know, like, it's really infectious. It's really loud. Like, girl or man, like, if I ever lose you, you know how I'm going to find you? You better start laughing, because I'll be able to find you. I'm going to be like, that's my person over there, you know? Or if you don't like your eyebrows because they're too thin or they're too thick. You know, they'll talk about the way that they frame your eyes, and just really how beautiful they are, how elegant they are, how masculine they are, however, you know, whatever they feel would potentially reshape your perspective and demonstrate, like, how much they value that part of you. We've got we've got the Lovers here with the 9 of Swords and the 4 of Swords, which is so interesting because the 9 of Swords is all about anxiety and overactive imagination, and the 4 of Swords is about rest. And so this is somebody who wants to make you feel calm, right? So if you have social anxiety, they're going to be the person who tries to quell that. Okay, so if they want to show you off to their friends, they'll be like, okay, maybe we don't meet them all at once. You know, can I have you meet one person, right? Or a different ex-boyfriend of mine, he had social anxiety. And so one time he met some of my friends, we went to a hookah lounge, and he was doing really well, but like, I could see he was nervous, and so his leg was like bouncing and stuff. So, you know, I just put my hand on his leg and was like trying to stroke it, like not in a pervy way, guys, gosh, but like in a gentle way, you know. And he told me thank you later, because it like kind of helped keep him grounded and calm him down. Or like another time we went to Denver, Colorado for a concert, and it was in a small club, and this was before pot had become more legalized, but it was legalized within Denver, Colorado. So I went and I bought him some pot, you know? And like the next day we went to the concert, and it was in a small club. And normally I would be somebody who would go into the pit, but because my boyfriend had social anxiety, like I stayed behind like the sound and effects guys. And so it was an open area where you could sit down and have something to drink. So there weren't a lot of people around. It was more isolated, and I still really enjoyed myself, right? But I made sure that we were further away from the commotion and the group of people, just to try to quell his nerves. This is somebody who is, I think, going to try to observe what makes you feel most comfortable, and they're gonna try to accommodate that as much as possible. And I feel like there's, in their mind, there's really nothing that's too much. You know, like, I'm getting the feeling of like, well, you know, I really like group number 2, so of course I'm going to do things to kind of relieve the tension. Of course I'm going to do things like I'm going to make plans according to what makes them feel most comfortable. You know, if you want to leave a party early, they're like, okay. Like, oh God, I just watched this TikTok video of this guy who I think he does something like Uber or Lyft. And he was talking about a couple that had gotten in and how the guy made sure that he got dropped off first, even though it would have been closer to drop off the woman first. But how like frustrated the woman had been because she had been wanting to leave this party for hours, like since 2:30 or 3:30. And the boyfriend kept saying no and only allowed them to leave at 7 o'clock. And like the Uber driver was like, you know, I didn't say this, but like she could have called an Uber or a Lyft for herself if she didn't want to leave, but that's not the point. Like, she wanted to spend time with her boyfriend. And the fact that he chose to continue partying over acknowledging her desire to go home early, especially since they both work at 8, you know, that was problematic. And this is somebody that, like, when something is making you feel uncomfortable, they're going to either try to help you through it. Like, okay, if you have a job interview, right? Like, they're going to be the one who's sitting there trying to do like mock interviews with you to help you prep, right? Or texting you like right before you go in and being like, you got this, baby, like, you can do it. Maybe, you know, if you have to give like a presentation at work, they're going to come in and they're going to bring, you know, drop you off lunch or coffee or something, just to be that little uplifter to your day, okay? We've got the King of Cups in reverse with Death here. And so what I'm getting from that is I want to get a clarifier, but to me it's kind of like they're willing to adjust their level of affection based on what your needs are. Like, if you're somebody who's not very touchy-feely, or you don't like pet names or whatever, they're gonna be like, okay, like, we don't need to do that. Or if you're somebody who does like to spend a lot of quality time together and likes pet names and a lot of physical touch, PDA, whatever, they're like, okay, cool. This is somebody who I think is adaptable to a lot of situations, and they don't want to like make you feel like they're too distant, but they don't want to overburden you. Yeah, see? 7 of Pentacles, putting in the work. Also, they may try to impress you by talking about, maybe they went to therapy. For some of you guys, this person's going to talk about how they went to therapy, especially if this is a masculine man, right? They may see that as like a badge of honor, and they'll just kind of casually bring it up, which love my men that go to therapy, okay? Honestly, therapy has done wonders for me, and I really have a lot of respect for anybody who takes that initiative. But especially, like, you know, it's already hard enough for most people sometimes, but especially men who are kind of taught, like, not to deal with their emotions, or that certain emotions are too feminine for them. But this is definitely talking about they're going to try to impress you through the emotional growth that they have created for themselves, or that they've gained help with. And then this Tower energy with the High Priestess in reverse. Okay, what's that? The Five of Swords. If they've got some spooky stories, like especially if you're a spiritual person, if they've got some spooky stories, they're really going to share those with you. Maybe about how they didn't believe in things at first, but then after like an encounter or something weird happening, or like maybe they went to a tarot reader or a palm reader or something and it was like, that's so crazy. How did that person know? We've got the Ace of Wands in reverse with the Nine of Pentacles and the Eight of Swords in reverse. Oh. There's something here about something where they might want to brag about manifesting something. Okay, there's something that they didn't really have to work for, or something that they had tried to start and it wasn't taking off, but through some mysterious circumstances, something happened and they were able to, like, it just kind of like manifested in their life and they didn't have to worry about it anymore. This person probably has a few crazy stories to tell. Not crazy as in like delusional, but crazy like wild, like, wow, that's kind of intense or unexpected. Yeah, and the Six of Cups in reverse. Maybe something coming back in from their past. Oh, I could tell you a story about a lost, I don't know why this is coming in, but like a lost dog that they had searched for a while, whether it was like days or weeks or years, put up flyers, talked to neighbors, checked the pound or whatever. Never, you didn't see that dog. But then the next thing they know, like the dog shows up at on their porch, or they see it wandering the streets all the way across town or in another state. There's something synchronistic about the past, right? Or for some of you, it could be talking about meeting birth family. If they were adopted, it could be a story about how they met their birth family that seems particularly wild. Again, the Eight of Wands in reverse is something that took a long time. Or like a sibling that they didn't know that they had, that later on they met. There's something fascinating about their past experience and past history. And something happened that's so synchronistic to them. And they're going to take time to like explain it to you, because they're just kind of like, oh, I just noticed how this kind of makes like a half circle over here. Well, a quarter circle. But it's like, it's just kind of like, yeah, this is a really cool story. Like, this is going to impress group number 2. So group number 2, I hope that this reading resonated. If it did, please let me know how in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to be a part of the family and haven't done so, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you know whenever I upload a new video. Also, if you're interested in a personal reading, you can send me an email and I'll send you a list of my services. All right, bye. Hello, Group 3. If you chose the lapis lazuli stone or this beautiful card, this will be what your next romantic partner will do to try to impress you. So lapis lazuli is about clear communication. It can activate the throat chakra and the third, I think it was the third eye or the crown. And can talk about self-awareness, which is interesting because this card here is card number 3 with the storyteller. And the affirmation says, I have the right to speak because I listen when others speak. So this is somebody who could, I think, be very eloquent in how they talk. They're very captivating. There's something about the way that they utilize their voice or even like how they write that just engages people's interest. They have a wonderful imagination and they very likely have a lot of amazing experiences or ways that they can talk about their experiences to make them sound amazing, right? Like a run-of-the-mill conversation that they had at the grocery store. Like they can really tell that in a way that shows that they found the situation and circumstance like enlightening or entertaining and really project that experience onto somebody who is a listener. This is somebody who probably likes entertainment of different forms. You know, they could like plays, books, movies. They could be kind of like a movie buff or have like their own library, or they could enjoy the library a lot. This might be somebody who is a writer, like a literary writer, or somebody who does like songwriting, somebody who writes screenplays, and I think as much of a storyteller as they are, and they also like to listen to other people's stories. So even somebody who could be an individual who has like a YouTube or a TikTok channel where they go around and they do like street interviews, right? They could have a child, or if you have a child, children are a group of people that this person is very good with, right? They recognize like the innocence and the interest in the child, and there's somebody who can tell, like I said, very interesting and creative stories. Like I think they're very good on the spot. They've got an amazing imagination and they know how to captivate their audience, and they're just a very artistic person. And they have respect for other people. They don't try to take over conversations. They don't like to cut people off. To them, like, stories are an exchange of an idea, whether it's like personal stories that are being shared or creative stories. They understand and respect the meaning of the interactions behind all of it. They could also be a musician and very much want to play their instrument for you. Okay, they might be a little, when you guys get closer, like, might be a little naughty too and a little cheesy with sexual innuendos. Like, baby, I want to play my instrument for you. Or let me play your instrument. I think they're lighthearted and they're fun. But there is a deepness to them, right? Like, so we're going to see what actions they will take in an attempt to impress you. Both groups 1 and 2 have been very different, so I'm excited to see what you have in store for you, group 3. Okay, so how will this person try to impress group 3? Okay, we've got the 2 of Cups with the 8 of Cups in reverse. we've got the Eight of Wands. The Ace of Pentacles with the Five of Wands, and the Ace of Pentacles is in reverse. We've got the Seven of Cups in reverse with the Nine of Pentacles in reverse and the Four of Pentacles in reverse. And then the Eight of Wands is clarified by the Fool here. I'm already getting like two references. So with this Two of Cups clarified by the Eight of Cups in reverse, I'm getting that song like Baby It's Cold Outside. You know, where, and I know that this is a song where there's been a lot of discussion around it, because in today's context, it's seen as very like inappropriate, especially when she makes something like, when the female in the song makes a comment like, you know, what did you put in this drink? But there's also been discussion about contextually in the past, you know, how it was seen as very inappropriate for a non-married couple to like spend the night together. And so how the woman is kind of like making excuses potentially as to why she should stay, you know, even though she's like, oh, I really should be going right now, you know, but what'd you put in this drink? But I feel like this person is really going to lay the romance on thick, really try to give you a reason not to leave situations, right? Not in disrespectful ways, but like, you know, if you guys go on a dinner date and you hadn't really expected anything more after that, this is the type of person who would be like, oh, well, you know, I know we just finished dinner, but would you like to go down to this, you know, like this bar, where they have these, like, I don't even know if gourmet is like, well, I guess designer cocktails, right? Or like, oh, I know a place where there's some live music playing. Like, would you care to join me with that? This is somebody who never wants you to feel like the night has to end. You know, so there's going to be, I think, a lot of pampering, a lot of schmoozing, and a lot of flirtation. They want to keep the night interesting. They want to keep the conversation engaging. I think this is somebody who would be aware if like you were just not feeling it. So they might try different tactics, but at the end of the day, like they'll respect if you really don't want to continue the night, or if you have responsibilities otherwise to attend. But they want to bring elegance and romance to the situation, and leave you kind of going back to your friends and family, going like, yeah, we went out to dinner, and then, oh my God, like I thought like they were just going to drop me off at home, but they ended up taking me to like this beautiful exhibit or whatever. and we had just, just ended up spending all night together, or somebody that you could be like on the phone with and you think like, I thought we were just going to talk for 20 minutes or an hour, but oh my gosh, like we talked for 3 hours. The conversation was so good. Like they're really gonna try to put forth energy that incentivizes you to just like fall into the romance zone. um the 8 of Wands with the Fool here. So let's see what we got with the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. This could be somebody who is a little bit eager to start things, like to solidify things really quickly, or to make things official really quickly. This person can be someone who kind of moves fast, right? Who moves quickly in connections. And if that's something that you're not comfortable with, definitely just reassure them like, hey, I need some more time. I want to take things more slowly. But they could be somebody who's just like impulsive, or maybe they feel like they got to lock it down. Or maybe they worry that like taking too long will make you feel like they're not interested. And so they may express like strong feelings towards you really quickly, or, an interest in making a commitment really quickly. And, for some people, like that works. Like I've read plenty of stories and heard plenty of stories where someone was like, yeah, the day that I met my husband, my wife, I knew it was the one. Or like, we moved in 3 days later. They make the jokes about lesbians and how it's like after the first date or third date or whatever, like there's a U-Haul and they move in together. For some people it works. For some people they may just need more time. But I feel like this person is just gonna be like, I want group number 2 to know like how interested I am in them and how committed I am into them. I think they also just are very spontaneous. So this could be the type of person who calls you up or sends you a text and it's just like, hey, they got this food truck fair going on down, in this neighborhood. You want to go with me? Or like, hey, I just got 2 tickets for the ball game, or I just got 2 tickets for this concert. Like, we should go together. And this is somebody who is going to make very, very bold gestures and very spontaneous gestures. Because they're always really excited to start something with you. They're always really excited to do something with you. If there are pop-up shops or there's like a comedian in town, this is going to be the type of person who wants to show that they're very ambitious and engaging with you. We've got the Ace of Pentacles in reverse with the 5 of Swords. Let's see. Let's get a clarifier for that. The Knight of Cups in reverse. Okay. If they hear about anybody who has talked badly about you, like clients, ex-partners, ex-friends, family members, people who haven't given you the things that you have been deserving of, or that's just basic human decency, or haven't invested in you in the way that you wanted to, like, that's going to piss them off. This is the type of person that's willing to defend you. I don't know that they would necessarily, like, approach these other people, but this is the type of person who's going to like listen to your stories about your exes and things that were hurtful to you or inconsiderate of you, and they're going to be like, oh my God, what an asshole. What a jerk. Or someone like, if you have a business and someone leaves a negative review, they're going to be like, oh, that person's just a dick. Like, no, your prices are fair, or you're doing your best, or there were special circumstances. Like, don't you listen to this negative review, baby. Like, don't you listen to it. They're really going to be the type of person who is going to defend you and like remind you of why you deserve better or why you deserve to be invested in. Because hearing any insecurities coming from you really upsets them. You know, they don't like maybe how other people have treated you in the past, or, you know, they want to see you succeed in like your career, your business. And so those frustrations, if you have any where it's like, it's not taking off like I thought it would, or people aren't as receptive to it, or I've just gotten some negative feedback lately. This is absolutely going to be your yes man. It is a little dangerous sometimes to have yes men in our lives because they only tell us what we want to hear. But I just feel like you've got a big supporter in this person, you know? They're going to be very enthusiastic about hyping you up, very enthusiastic about supporting your dreams, your businesses, your self-worth. We've got the 7 of Cups in reverse with the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. And the 4 of Pentacles. Can we get some more clarifiers about this? Judgment. Judgment about what? I have an idea, but I just want to see. The Queen of Wands, the 4 of Swords, the 6 of Cups, the King of Wands, and the Hermit. Okay, absolutely. It reinforced what I was thinking of. They are going to try to show you the reasons why it's better to be with them than being single. Right? Like, because at this point, I think they feel like to win you over, they have to show you how they benefit you. You might be in a point in your life where you're like, I'm not letting anybody in to disturb my peace, right? Like, I'm choosing me. I've been through too much bullshit, or, you know, I've gone through a healing phase. Maybe I was too much of a giver, or I attracted narcissists or people who were avoidant. You could potentially be an avoidant. And this person is like, hold my beer. Group number 3. It's giving me Taylor Swift, like, you belong with me. But, you know, they don't really feel like they're vying for your attention because you're giving it to other people's attention. They're having to feel like they have to prove why it's being with them is better than you being single. So this is the type of person who is going to make sure that they're giving you gifts. They are taking you out on dates. They are giving you like verbal reassurance of how they feel about you. They're demonstrating through actions how they feel about you. This is the type of person that's like, they'll notice you eat like lemon cake or something, and they'll be like, okay, group number 3, I see you like lemon cake, so I'm gonna have a huge ass lemon cake made for you. It's gonna be the best damn lemon cake you ever ate. Or like, you know, they'll be like driving you around, right? And be like, oh, group 3, isn't this so great? Like, you don't have to drive yourself today because you have someone who is willing to drive you. You know? Or like, oh, look, don't you worry about making your own lunch today. I've got it, group number 3. See, I'm making you lunch. This person might be fairly young, or they could just have like big golden retriever energy. Like, they're kind of cheesy. They're kind of what's the word for it? Like, impulsive. But they really like you, and they're like, that makes so much sense too, with, trying to give you reasons to not leave. Like, they're really on this mission here to be like, group 3, I'm gonna make you know how much you actually do like me and how much you want me around. Maybe you're more of a loner, or like a black cat kind of energy. And, hey, Jack, can you calm down, baby? Thank you. Don't you start. I see you wanting to start again. But they're going to, sorry, is that a little ant? I think it's a tiny little ant. See, they're already working all over this energy. Ants are workers. But the best way that they can think of how to impress you is to show you, like, how fun it is to be with them, how much they can benefit you by being in your life, especially like by doing things for you, or by treating you, or by helping you relax, and just trying. It's kind of cute. I'm cheesing out so hard over here by just trying to encourage you to see how much you actually like being around them, and it's better than being by yourself. So, group number 3, if this reading resonated with you, please let me know how in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, and if you would like to join the family and haven't done so, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you know whenever I upload a new video. I do offer personal readings. If you're interested, just find my contact information in the description box down below. Send me an email and I'll send you a list of my services. All right.